Speech off.
Hello, my name is Sienna Price. I have a rare brain condition called septo-optic dysplasia, which caused me to be born totally blind, and it also caused me to be on the autism spectrum. And I have complex PTSD. And in this video, I am going to share my complex PTSD story, where I was maybe a few years ago versus now in my healing process. So I'm not going to go too much into detail about it just because it's really not worth going into detail, and it's really not worth dwelling on because, you know, this is the new me. The new Sienna Price does not dwell on the past anymore. She doesn't get stuck in constant intrusive thought mode. So we're going to go back to when I lived with my dad and stepmom. And my dad was pretty good for the most part. You know, he was a great man. He's an amazing man. He does the best he can. And my stepmom, I don't know, she had some anger issues, but also she didn't understand. She didn't know how to deal with someone who was blind and autistic. I think she meant well overall. Like, as far as, you know, what she was trying to do, I think she just kind of did it not the way that my mom would have done it, if that makes any sense. I think she was trying to discipline me, but I don't know if she knew the best way to discipline someone who was blind and autistic and had complex PTSD. So when I was living there, because of my blindness, I do my little isms, where I rock back and forth, shake my head, touch everything, sit with my head down. Well, you never really see me sitting with my head down when the camera's on because you don't see you wouldn't be able to see my face. You'd just be seeing the top of my head and you wouldn't be able to hear me. So, I was shamed for doing that. I was prevented from doing that. When it comes to the things about my autism, I was not allowed to have meltdowns. I was not allowed to stim. I was not allowed to show emotion, stuff like that. I was told to keep my hands to myself and to stop touching everything, to stop running into things that I could control this and that I could help it, or I would get laughed at because I ran into things. If I showed emotion, like, let's just say I was really, really happy. She didn't really like the fact that I was showing just the happiness and in different ways that a lot of people wouldn't have. I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes I squeak when I'm happy. I'll make this, and not a loud screeching, but just it's really hard to explain, but just, I don't know. Let's just say I say yay in that squeaky voice. Yay! Just something like that. She didn't want that. If I got upset, she didn't want that. That stuff. Or if I didn't communicate what was truly wrong, she would shame me for that. She would punish me for that stuff. Basically, she just didn't really, she didn't know. She didn't know how to do it the proper way. And it wasn't just me. And I had to really do some deep soul searching when I did my healing. It wasn't just me she had this with. She had this with my dad. She was very on to my dad. She wanted control. In other ways, in other words, she wanted control. She would limit me. She, control my dad and stuff like that. She did the same things with the kids and the dogs, her kids, that is. But we're not, like I said, we're not going to go into detail. We're not going to go too much into detail. You know, it's not really worth dwelling on. It's not really worth putting, you know, doing the blame game. So in 2016, I moved out of that environment back in with my mom. Hallelujah. And my mom understands my blindness. She understands my autism, and just she understands me a lot more. She lets me touch things unless we're in like the raw meat section of the store. She doesn't let me touch that stuff, of course. She doesn't let me touch food in a buffet, which, I mean, I get it. But then, you know, with the septo-optic dysplasia, having no sense of smell, you know, that can put a lot on there too. But, you know, it's not worth all that. It's not worth sitting and crying and dwelling about it. But when I moved out of my stepmom and dad's house, stepmom and mom, the trauma didn't, it hit me in some ways, but in other ways it didn't. It just, I didn't really think about it. It really hit me in 2019. It really started to hit me in 2019. All the flashbacks started resurfacing, all the intrusive thoughts, feeling of worthlessness, feeling like I couldn't do it. I was not strong enough. I was, you know, broken. Oh my gosh. Broken. I felt like I was going to be traumatized forever. Like nothing, like I always wanted support and that reassurance, knowing that I was good enough and that I was an amazing person and I wasn't this stupid, unlovable piece of trash and this piece of nothing that didn't deserve to, I guess you could say, be here. I felt like I didn't deserve to be here. What was the point of me being on this earth? And it took a lot of healing. It took a lot of sacrifices. You know, I quit Facebook. That was my first thing that I had to do. That was the hardest because I relied so much on my friends on Facebook. But then when 2020 hit, we already know what happened then and there, so I don't need to go into detail. Everyone fighting was not helping my healing at all. Everyone just going at each other's throats was just not helping. It wasn't helping me. It wasn't helping my mental health. It was making me angrier at them. It was making me more bitter. That's another thing I really struggled with before healing was bitterness, holding grudges, and just, it was just, you guys, it was a lot, you know. I wanted revenge. That was the thing. Like, I wanted revenge for what my stepmom did to me. I wanted her to go through just really, really bad karma. Well, in 2020, I quit Facebook. I went back to making music after my music crisis, which was due to my trauma. If you guys want to see me make a video about my music crisis, put a comment down below and maybe I will, because I think it's a really interesting story. The music crisis, what happened, how I got back into making music, how I got back into just participating in making music. I think that's an interesting story. If you guys want to see that, put a comment down below and I will do my best to make a video. So I went back into making music, which was just a big step for me. I went back into making music. 6 months later, I quit hating myself. I let go of thinking I was worthless. I let go of thinking I was stupid. I let go of thinking that I was just this unlovable piece of nothing that didn't deserve to be here. The healing process really started in 2022. 2022 was really when I started healing. I forgave my stepmom for what she did. And instead of wishing all of these bad things to happen to her, I want her to get help because I know she has it in her to be a good person. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think she's this evil. A lot of people have thought of her as the evil stepmom from Cinderella. No, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say she's like the evil stepmom of Cinderella necessarily. But I want her to get help. I want her to get help for her anger. And in the process of healing, I did some deep soul searching, and I found that, okay, it wasn't just me she did this to. It was my dad. She controlled my dad. She had a temper with the kids. She had a temper with the dogs, and even my own grandmother. So it really took a lot because I would blame myself for everything that happened in that house. And I now know that, okay, maybe everything in that environment wasn't my fault. Maybe everything just wasn't what I thought it was. I think the thing I still struggle with is the limitations, the limiting that I don't doubt myself anymore because I know I'm an amazing person. I know I'm strong. I know I can get through hard times. I know I can get through tough times. I think it's the limitations, the restrictions that I now have to deal with because of what happened. You know, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to touch things. Keep your hands to yourself. That's not, they didn't feel comfortable with it. In other words, they wanted me to fit in with society's norms of not touching anything, not showing, I think the showing emotions part, I think it was the damned if you do, damned if you don't, because one minute it was, stop being mad, get over it, stop crying, suck it up, get over it. And the next it was, if you don't talk about it, I can't help you. Why can't you tell me what's wrong? Talking about it will help you to feel better. That type of stuff. That it was basically damned if you do, damned if you don't. So the one thing I'm still struggling with is allowing myself to feel emotions, because I have it in my my system that I need to be happy 24/7. I need to not show emotions of struggle to prove to the world that I'm strong, that I'm capable of getting through hard times. I'm not allowed to have any hardships. I'm not allowed to feel vulnerable, stuff like that. I'm not allowed to touch everything, even if it benefits my blindness. I'm not allowed to touch and explore my surroundings. I'm not allowed to run into things because, I need to control it. I need to learn to help running into things. The other thing, I'm not allowed to be a child at heart. I'm 26 years old now. I'm not 5 years old. Those days are gone. I need to not play with musical toys. I need to not do certain things that kids do no one cares if it makes me happy. It's not what an adult does. Like if I want to watch a cartoon from my past, or if I want to listen to a nursery rhyme that I remember my preschool playing, there's that part of me is like, nope, you're not allowed to do that. You're 26 years old. You're not 4. Those days are gone. Stuff like that. So really it's the masking. I mask my complex PTSD. I've masked certain traits of my blindness, aka blindisms. Maybe I should do a video about blindisms one day. I need to mask my emotions and never struggle, but then it's the confusion that's really there, you know. I need to never struggle, but then talking about it will help me to feel better. That stuff. So I struggle with the self-limitations, limiting myself in order to fit in with society's norms and unrealistic expectations and stuff like that. So, but you know what? I've gotten so far in my healing process. I've stopped doubting myself. I know who I am now. I know I'm an amazing person. I know I'm worth it. I know I'm capable of doing hard things. It's the limitation it's the self-restricting and self-limitation, putting up borders, basically, bordering myself. But you know what? I've gotten through so many hard times. I've came out on the other side. I conquered the worst depression of my life. I saved myself. Bravery saved my life from coming close to giving up and just saying, forget it. I might as well just not be here. Bravery saved my life. Music saved my life. And I really feel as if I will get through to the other side of self-limitation, because overall, I love myself. Some people are probably wondering, do you even love yourself? Do you love your uniquenesses? Do you love what you do because of the blindness and autism? Oh, hell yes. Absolutely. I love the fact that I, touch everything. I love the fact that I, rock back and forth and shake my head. I love the fact that, I love the fact that I sometimes play with my musical toys, even though I probably should get them out a little bit more. Self-limitation, there it is, I love it. I love the fact that, as an adult, I still swing. I still play with sensory items, Deep inside, I love that. I love myself. And I just need to get over this hurdle of limiting myself. Even though I expect myself to change overnight, I will get there. I need to be okay with baby steps. And you know what? She believed she could, so she did. And before I end this video, I want people to know who suffer from PTSD or complex PTSD, depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar, whatever mental illness, or even if you're struggling with a physical disability, or you're autistic or you're blind, you're a survivor. You're not a victim, you're a survivor. I will not sit here and be called a trauma victim. I'm a trauma survivor. You are a survivor. You are an amazing person. You're not your struggles. And listen to my song Strong. I think you guys could use that message. If you want to listen to it, it is on my YouTube channel. Go and check it out, because you need to hear that message. You need that message to be told to you. And you need to believe it. You really need to believe that you are strong. You are capable. You are just amazing. I'm not going to get emotional talking about this, am I? You're amazing. your PTSD, your depression, your whatever it is that you're going through, it doesn't define you. You are an amazing person. You're worth it. You're talented. And I want you to share your talents to the world. People want to hear them. And if you have haters in your life, forget them. Forget the haters. They don't know you. Either pretend like the hater didn't say anything, or like the comment, or flip the hater's words onto their head. If the hater says to you, you're a stupid person and you have no worth, you are not worth being here, here's what I want you to do. So take that comment, you are a stupid person. Replace stupid with a good thing about yourself. You are an amazing person. You are worth it, and you are worth being here. That's what I want you to do. Either pretend, and if the hater says give up, pretend like they didn't say it and keep moving on with your life. You know what? Flip that comment on its head. You don't have to say it to them, but say out loud to yourself, oh, keep going. Okay, that's what I heard. I thought I heard you say give up, but you said keep on going. Okay, I'm going to listen to your words and I'm going to keep going. Because the moment you say, oh yeah, you're right. I'm stupid. I deserve to be severely punished. I'm no good. I'm not good enough. I deserve to be severely punished. You're letting them win. You're letting the hater win. When you, the strong person, should be the one winning over the hater. The haters, the trolls, they don't know anything about you. And the reason why they're saying this stuff is either because they probably hate their own lives. They probably hate their own lives. They probably don't know what it's like. And I know it's easy to wish karma. I know it's easy to wish bad things on these haters. I know, I get it. I was once there, a hater said something and I just thought you deserve someone to beat you up and kick your butt and you deserve all this bad. No, honey, that is not going to help you. That is going to make you angrier. That is going to make you bitter. And you know what? Bitterness, it's not worth it. It is not worth being bitter. It is not worth holding a grudge against the people. And I know it's all too easy. We do it a lot. We as a society do it a lot. We hold a grudge against people because of what they done. And my advice to you, let go of the bitterness. Let go of the grudge. Let go of hate. Let go of the word hate. We must stop saying, I hate this person. Yes, they caused us some trauma. Yes, they did things that were not the best. But it's not good to have hate in your heart. Hate is no good. It turns you into a bitter person. It turns you into just a not so nice, not so happy person. I think I've rambled on long enough. I think I've rambled on enough. I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys can relate, comment. If you guys can't relate, comment. I hope you guys liked this video. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you.